Good evening and welcome to the Legends edition on KBC Channel 1. I'm Fayyaz Qureshi. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition is Byron Abuli. But first, a quick look at stories making headlines on tonight's bulletin. Meru political dynamics. Mwangaza's light dims as the spotlight shifts to her deputy Isaac Mutuma, who is set to be sworn in as Meru governor on Monday. Change course. Clergy warn the country is headed in the wrong direction and ask the government to address health concerns and graft. Football action. Junior starlets are ready for Uganda fate on Sunday. Welcome back. Starting with our top story tonight, Isaac Mutuma is set to take oath of office on Monday as the Meru County Governor after the High Court upheld the impeachment of Kawira Mwangaza. The swearing-in ceremony of Mutuma, who is the current Deputy Governor, could mark the end of Kawira's tenure as Governor, which has been characterized by political upheaval. Our reporter Abdi Aziz Hashim looks at the developments that could seal Mwangaza's political career, as well as examines the political journey of Mutuma, who is set to be the next county boss.
Even before the dust settles on the judgment delivered on Friday, March 14th by Justice Bahati Mwamuye,
the court has assessed the totality of the impeachment process and found that the petitioner was given ample opportunity to present her case.
A Gazette notice published on Friday shortly after the High Court upheld the impeachment of Kawira Mwangaza by the Senate effectively ended what many perceive to be her 9 lives, having survived at least 2 impeachments in the last 2.5 years after being elected as the first woman governor in Meru County who vied on an independent ticket. With the court upholding her impeachment, Mutuma, who was elected as Meru Deputy Governor in the 2022 polls, alongside Mwangaza, will now take over the reins of the county. The notice states that Mwangaza's second-in-command is set to take oath of office on Monday, 8:30 a.m. at Mwendato Grounds, which will make him the 4th governor of Meru County since the inception of devolution. The duo, who are elected as independent candidates, have not always seen eye to eye amidst the political upheaval that bedeviled the devolved unit after the 2022 polls.
Sitataka kuingia mambo mengi haswa ya siasa kwa sababu Meru tuko katika limbaya.
Mwangaza and Mutuma achieved what many thought was impossible in the 2022 general election after trouncing political bigwigs in Meru County, including the then Governor Kiraitu Murungi and his predecessor Peter Munya, begging the question, who exactly is Mutuma? Before throwing his hat into the political arena, Mutuma served as a senior officer in the Kenya Prison Service and worked as a reverend in the Methodist Churches of Kenya. The Meru Deputy Governor has previously served as a child rights advocate with Plan International, a youth representative for Habitat for Humanity in the Mount Kenya region, and a human rights officer and inmate rehabilitation program implementer within the prison service. Mutuma also holds a master's degree in governance and ethics from Mount Kenya University. He also holds a higher diploma in forensic psychology and criminology from the Kenya Institute of Studies in Criminal Justice, as well as a bachelor's degree in theology from the Kenya Methodist University. If sworn in into office, Mutuma will have to pick a deputy governor. The nominee will then have to be approved by the county assembly within 60 days.
Tumeshukuru sababu ya kwenda nyumbani. Akikweli kutoka ingie tumekula shida sana.
Na akiulizwa kila kitu anaanza blame ati huyu amefanya. Na ukiangalia sehemu nyingi za Meru kumekuwa na watu ambao walikuwa wamejitokeza kuweza kufurahia. Kwani wanataka kuniambia watu wote wanamchukia?
However, all is not lost for Mwangaza as she can move to the Court of Appeal. Should she opt for this route and the Court of Appeal upholds the lower court's decision, she still has the option to seek redress at the Apex Court. If she loses at the Supreme Court legally, she will be unfit to hold any other public office and make history as the first female governor to be impeached. Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waititu, his Nairobi counterpart Mike Mbuvi Sonko are among those locked out of public office after impeachment. However, if her impeachment is overturned at the higher courts, Mwangaza will retain her position and survive another impeachment. Abdiaziz Hashim, Legends Edition.
Opposition leaders led by Kalonzo Musyoka have criticized the government's handling of the rule of law in the country. Addressing a crowd during the 10th memorial service of Justice Kasanga Mulwa at the family's Lukenya Hills farm, Musyoka fired back at the government, drawing attention to what he described as a dire situation facing the country. The remarks came when the leaders paid tribute to the late Justice Mulwa, lauding his unparalleled legacy in both law and community service.
Under Article 1, sovereign power is vested in the Kenyan people, belongs to the Kenyan people. And the people can exercise it in two ways, either directly or through their elected representatives. Now, the elected representatives failed them by coming over this taxation and the burden and kila kitu. And so the young people said, we will take our country back. They went to Parliament on the 25th of June through the Gen Z revolution, which in my view is ongoing, because those young people are still angry. You can't appease them.
If these congregations agrees with me, I would put His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka as the first bet for this country. Kule kwetu nimetoka Kirinyaga na huko mlima tumekubali.
The Catholic Church in Kenya has renewed its call for accountability by the government in the war on graft. The Catholic bishops, who say they are particularly concerned about the declining state of health in the country, want action to correct the situation. Speaking in Kiambu, the auxiliary bishop for the Archdiocese of Nairobi, Peter Kamomoe, accused politicians in the country of turning a blind eye to the plight of Kenyans in need.
Over 15,000 members of the Catholic Men Association congregated at Kamulu Technical Grounds in Kiambu County for this year's St. Joseph Day celebrations. The leadership of the Catholic Church used the occasion to express their displeasure at the current state of the nation. In his remarks, the auxiliary bishop for the Catholic Diocese of Nairobi, Peter Kamomoe, took a swipe at the government for what he termed as its failure to curb graft.
Nchi yetu imeharibika kwa sababu ya ufisadi. Kwa hivyo tungetaka tuwe na viongozi ambao they are God fearing. Mtu ambaye kwa kweli anaamini Mungu hawezi kuwa corrupt.
The bishop also accused the Ministry of Health for not addressing challenges bedeviling the Social Health Authority, despite numerous reported cases of patients not being able to access medical care under the health model.
Mimi sijui kwa nini watu wanaharibu Kenya yao, wanaharibu nchi yao, na bado ni nchi yao, na wataendelea kuishi hapa. Shida ikitokea, hata wakiwa na pesa bado watapata shida.
The clergy challenged Catholic men to lead in pushing for better services and more responsible and responsive society devoid of corruption.
Na tungeomba yale maadili mema ya kanisa Katoliki katika kazi zetu, aidha katika ulingo wa siasa, katika kazi nyingine yote tunafanya, tuweze kusimamia imani yetu.
Joseph Ohungu for Legends Edition.
Residents of Nyathuna in Kabete constituency of Kiambu County were left in shock after two family members lost their lives after falling into a 120 feet deep well. The tragic incident occurred when a man identified as Ian, who was reportedly suffering from depression, attempted to take his own life by jumping into the well. His uncle Robert Ngugi volunteered to go down and rescue him. However, what was supposed to be a rescue mission ended up being a fatal accident as both men lost their lives due to lack of oxygen. Their bodies were taken to Kikuyu Hospital mortuary as police launched investigations into the incident.
Wakati alijirusha kwa shimo, huyu ni kama anko yake, anaitwa Gogi. Akakibia, hawakumshika, akawa tayari ameingia. Wakati aliingia, sasa watu wakapiga duru. Ndio watu walikuja, wakakuja na makaba, wakafugilia Gogi sasa huyu wa pili. Akateremka, akiwa anaongea, kuna mahali alifika, akaitwa, akakataa kuitika. Sasa watu wakasema padisa, padisa. Ile ilifika hapa ni ndoo peke yake, ikiwa na maji. Kwa hivyo alikuwa tayari ameenda.
Kijana mmoja na anko yake, kwa sababu anko alikuwa anakuja kuokoa kijana mwenye alikuwa ameingia kwa maji.
Pia alikuwa na mawazo ya akili kidogo, lakini familia ilikuwa inamshughulikia. Sasa hata venye alikuwa amekuja kujirusha shimo watu wakujua. So imekuwa tu very sudden.
Na tulikuwa na timu yote ya emergency, tulikuwa na daktari ambao tulikuwa na wao, na tulikuwa mpaka na ambulance, lakini kwa bahati mbaya hatukuwapata wakiwa hai.
East Africa Community and South African Development Cooperation Chiefs of Defence Forces have reaffirmed their commitment to supporting peace initiatives to restore peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The leaders met on Saturday morning in Nairobi in a session chaired by Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi. The session reviewed recommendations aimed at fostering stability and coordinated regional efforts to address emerging security threats. The discussions underscored the critical role of regional partnerships in conflict resolution and advancing diplomatic engagements for lasting peace in the DRC. Present were CS Defense Soipan Tuya, CS ESC Beatrice Askul, and ministers from member states. The meeting precedes the joint ministerial session set for March 17th in Harare.
We all want to recognize that the situation in DRC is dire, Eastern DRC. So far, it's estimated that there are over 7,000 civilian fatalities, and so far about 700,000 persons have been displaced. And this has led to a very serious humanitarian crisis in DRC, Eastern DRC. We also need to acknowledge that the continued fighting in Eastern DRC has the potential of spilling over into the neighboring countries and destabilizing the entire Great Lakes region and turning into a wider regional war if not addressed urgently.
Kenyans of goodwill have been urged to extend a helping hand to the less fortunate in society, especially people with disability. The clarion call was made during a donation drive at Acts of Hope Children's Home, where they received food and clothes donations from DDB Group from Machakos. Speaking during the event, DDB local manager Bramwell Anyanga stated that the initiative is part of the organization's policy of giving back to the community and helping the less fortunate in different parts of the country. He also called on other charitable organizations to come on board and help them touch more hearts. Acts of Hope founder Naomi Akoko lauded the group for their gesture, saying the center has helped nurture talents as most of the kids in the home are disabled. The home has a total of 72 kids from different age groups.
Today we are here at Acts of Hope Children's Home to come and put a smile on these children. We tend to give these products. It's actually food products. We have maize flour and other things.
Moyo wangu na furaha kubwa kwa sababu ya DDP nimeona wamesimama na sisi. Tulikuwa na ulemevu mkubwa sana wa chakula kwa sababu sisi hatuna sponsor, tunakula kupitia well wishers.
Our goal is to help businesses increase app downloads, exposure in ratings to attract more users. The company has established strategic cooperation with major global social software and game operators such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Global Pay, Messenger, Steam, and others. Recently, due to the rising unemployment, the Kenyan government has also invited DDB to deepen cooperation to help create more job opportunities for low-income and unemployed Kenyan groups.
Right, it's time for a quick break. We'll be back in a short while. Stay with us.
Inuka na loto moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja na nika 50 by 100 worth 1.7 million Kenyan shillings. Na hii si shamba tu, iko kwa prime location few minutes from Juja Town. Stima yako iko ndani na kama ni development rapid and so promising. Na mambo ya landlord mwisho wa mwanzo ni hapa. Ukishinda hili shamba tunakuongeza 1 million Kenyan shillings ujijengee nyumba yako kwa shamba yako. Kuinuka na loto moto ni kucheza sasa hivi kupitia star 570 hash option ya 4 au register deposit na ucheze sasa hivi kwa www.tushinde.com na ujishindie shamba hili na addition of 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inuka na loto moto.
Boxing. Why boxing? How did you get into boxing? Ilikuwa kitu ulikuwa unataka? Is it something that you always wanted to be? Ama kuna mtu alikusaidia ndio ukajipata hapa?
Nili-choose boxing I think juu ni kitu nilikuwa napenda. I think pia ilikuwa nataka sana kulearn self defense. Mtu mwenye nilikuwa naangalia nikisema siku moja nitakuwa pale hata mimi. Leila Ali. Kitu naweza sema wazazi msichagulie watoto sport. Mtoto akitaka kuingia sport yoyote wacha ingie. Mimi wakati niliingia boxing mamangu alikuwa ananiambia hapana, sitaki hiyo mchezo. But mimi mwenyewe nilisema ni mimi ndio naenda, sio wewe mama.
Tell me one thing that people do not know about you. Kabisa.
Mimi nakuanga muoga pia. Hata mimi ni muoga, naogopa nyoka sana.
Kiss me and smile for me. Don't know much, but I know I love you. Oh, my message. Immortality. I make my journey through eternity. One, you're like a dream come true. Two, just wanna be with you. Hold up, and do like I do. I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. Country roads take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia.
Welcome back. Farmers have been challenged to adopt climate-smart agricultural practices to boost food production and enhance sustainable economic growth. Speaking during an agricultural show exhibition in Embu, the County Commissioner Jack Obuo emphasized the need to train the younger generation on the importance of embracing sustainable farming practices, noting that currently the majority of farmers in the country are from the older generation.
At Embu Showground, hundreds of farmers drawn from various parts of the county gathered for the annual agricultural exhibition show organized by Agricultural Society of Kenya.
Tuko na teknolojia ambayo inaweza kubadilisha mambo, inaweza kuwasaidia watu waache kukata miti wakitafuta kuni za kupika, inaweza kuwasaidia wakulima wapunguze gharama ya mbolea ambayo ni ya kununua, ambayo pia iko na gharama kubwa.
Agriculturists displayed their various innovations. Addressing the farmers at the agricultural exhibition, Embu County Commissioner Jack Obuo highlighted the need for farmers to incorporate modern technology into their farming practice to boost their farm produce as well as promote sustainability.
Tutafanya kazi na wale mashirika mbalimbali, private sector, government sector, county government, all of us, tuhakikisha kwamba wananchi wetu wa Embu na region ya hii Mount Kenya East pia wamepata hizi maarifa za ubunifu kuhusu agriculture.
We also have received adequate seeds at the moment. Farmers are being given their seeds to ensure that they're able to plant them.
Young people have also been challenged to embrace agriculture as the sector is still dominated by the older generation. The youth have also been urged to adopt innovation in agriculture, especially with the changing climatic conditions.
After this show, we'll be partnering with the other stakeholders like CARO, KBC, Ministry of Agriculture, to move to various farms, to talk to young people, to talk to farmers, the need of practicing agribusiness.
Opicho Chemtai, Legends Edition.
Local technology providers have been challenged to develop innovative solutions to facilitate the uptake of foreign and indigenous languages under the competency-based curriculum. This was the clarion call during a multilingual festival in Kisumu, bringing together education stakeholders from private and public primary schools in Western Kenya. Wycliffe Okech has the details.
Learners from more than 20 primary schools in the vast Western Kenya region convened to compete for various prizes through an array of performances. It is here that the teachers lauded the CBC system for what they say is contributing to the uptake of foreign and indigenous languages among learners.
Many schools nowadays are implementing maybe both the languages in a school, so a student is able to pick the foreign language he or she is capable to handle.
Back in the days, foreign languages were not so much, but these days, at least if we bring 10 schools, we'll find out that 2 schools are having French or German.
This, they say, has enhanced cultural diversity and opened up economic prospects.
Currently, if you go to YouTube and search anything in whichever language, you will get it. So it's a plus to them.
I chose French because when I grow up, I desire to go to France and do my career there.
It promotes unitedness because we meet many people here and learn a lot from them.
And also it earns some income to those who works like in the airport. They can interact easily to other people.
When I grow up, I would like to be a politician so that I can speak international languages.
Additionally, local technology providers were challenged to develop innovative solutions to further drive the uptake of foreign and indigenous languages.
A child that can critically think in their mother tongue and be able to communicate in a foreign language is empowered to lead change, to create solutions, and also to engage in global conversations that can shape our continent forward.
The education stakeholders further called on the government to design and provide learning materials that will promote training of foreign and indigenous languages. For Channel 1 from Kisumu County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
The Engineers Board of Kenya has customized a training focusing on emerging disciplines such as robotics, artificial intelligence, and smart infrastructure. Engineers Board of Kenya CEO, Engineer Margaret Ogai, says the training aims to align with global trends as well as equip Kenyan engineers with cutting-edge skills for an evolving job market.
We have a full raft of programs, right from the engineering education. We're going to be strengthening what is happening at the universities so that the students that we come out, the graduates that we get are globally competitive. And just to add on to that, EBK has an initiative where we want to join the International Engineering Alliance. We are going to become signatories to the Washington Accord. We have done an application by June of 2023, this year, June 2025. We are hopeful, we have done our best, we are ready to be able to join that accord, and that will mean our engineers will get global mobility.
Maybe what we haven't earned in this country very much is opportunity to innovate, invent, and develop, just like they have done in China. And these are some of the skills we want to tap in this collaboration to see how we can then perfect that expertise of producing things for our own selves.
You look at countries like China, they have more engineering disciplines than we do. I think more than 300 engineering disciplines. We are at a point where we are at about 20 engineering disciplines. And so it would be important to do that skills gap, and that would be able to advise government and universities what kind of engineering programs to mount to ensure that there is engineering sustainability and competitiveness built.
Kupitia star 570 hash tunakupa nafasi ya kuchomoka na this beautiful Mazda Demio. Enjoy a beautiful clean semi-leather interior, low mileage, fuel efficient 1300cc engine, great for personal use and business. Ukitaka kujishindia gari hii, kucheza ni rahisi sana. Chukua simu yako, bonyeza star 570 hash, chagua option 3. And for only 35 shillings, hii gari inaweza kuwa yako. Kumbuka kucheza mara kadhaa, because the more you play, the higher chances of wewe kuwa mshindi.
Mungu ni mwema, asante Mungu. Ile ndio naendesha hivi.
Dial star 570 hash and make this dream car yours.
Cheza Loto Moto.
Utaki nini? Umesahau I'm the last thing standing between wewe na jela.
Yaani na unajua ni mdingo na unakaa naye. Mimi na Alex tutakuwa rich. Hata mananika tutahamia diani.
Watena na huyu ni mkora tu kama Teresia.
We make a very good couple.
I hope sijarokia mapema sana. Sasa una filaje?
Hii ni mambo tu ya uzee.
Unajua you can talk to me about anything.
Just leave me alone.
Tulia, Jen.
Jen, nini? Niko sawa. Mbona kusema uko sawa? Uko sawa mbisi, uko sawa.
What will you do?
Are you guys okay?
No, we're just catching up with Pete.
Wagwan, this is Heart and Soul.
Na nikaambia best yangu mwe tukawa nacheza na yeye hapo, nikamwambia good food.
Niko zile za sina ball, mimi nimeshiba.
Alikuwa mkubwa, alianza kunona.
The best gift you've given me is
baby.
When yenda nakuzindikisha.
Anakuwa na wasiwasi sana.
Sasa Alusha ni nini? Feel closest to you when I see you. Ooh.
Yeye akawa ulemavu, mwishowe akawa na hiyo ugonjwa ya kansa. Tulikuwa tukiona upimbe kidogo inarudi inapimba. Tulikuwa tukifikiria ni chino. Anazunguka kila kona na akiingia penye anaingia, chochote chenye amepata ndiye anakula. Hata usiku ndiye alikuwa akitoroka usiku. Tukaona ya kwamba hili tusave tu yeye, tuweke kamba, at least tumene itu kwa milango.
Sasa amezoea kufungwa na kamba.
Amezoea kufungwa na kamba. Yu tukiwa na yeye namna hii, saini tulipo. Kuna wakati yenye ni violent, yenye anapika watu, hata watoto, hata nini. Siliona mwingine akingangania mkono, mwingine mkono hii, tuwe tunasaidiana.
Welcome back. Topi Liambila is all set with the latest in sports. Over to Topi.
Thank you very much, Fayyaz, and it's a good evening to you all who are watching the Legends edition this Saturday evening. We start off with athletics, where Olympic 800-meter champion Emmanuel Wanyonyi from the Central Rift cruised to victory in the 1500 meters as the third Athletics Kenya Betika track and field weekend meet concluded today at the Eliud Kipchoge Sports Complex in Kapsabet, Nandi County. Let's take a look. Now, an eye-catching Kenya Cup volleyball game between KPA and Equity left nothing to be desired as the two sides clashed in a four-set thriller that left the winners KPA breathless. KPA eventually won the match by 3-1, but they will remember the many errors that almost cost them the win against a nearly perfect Equity side at the Kasarani Indoor Arena. The KBC crew was on hand to record the following.
At the Kasarani Indoor Arena, it was point by point from the first serve as KPA could not keep up with Equity's strategy in their Kenya Cup match and had to double their effort to win the first set 25-20. The second set was also intense with the two sides battling point by point, and KPA were not just at their best as they lost the second set 23-25. KPA bettered their defense in the third set but left room for Equity to play their best game before they narrowly lost it 27-25 to the Dockmen. Equity came into the fourth set looking to push the game to 5 sets, but made just 2 errors, with KPA taking advantage as they won 30-28. In the women's encounters, Kenya Pipeline defeated KDF in straight sets of 25-17, 25-23 and 25-19, while KCB stand Kenya Army 25-15, 25-21 and 25-11. At the Nyayo National Stadium handball court, Kisiwa TTI made light work of NYS, whom they defeated 46-27. Brian Ikadi and Oliver Chogea were the top scorers for Kisiwa with 12 goals each, as Yusuf Poloka added 9 goals for the winners. Newton Kiplagat was NYS best scorer with 8 goals. The second match at the Nyayo National Stadium saw UOE narrowly edge MAB 36-35 in a game that saw Dennis Oke emerge as the best scorer with 10 goals. Thika lost 23-31 to Desert Scorpions at the same venue.
Now on Junior Starlets, the Kenya Junior Starlets are ready for the Ugandans, who will strive to overturn the 2-0 first leg deficit in their fight for a place in the third round of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers, according to their head coach, Shirley Botes. The Junior Starlets defeated Uganda in Kampala last weekend, and they're looking for a draw to progress to the third round, while Uganda must win by a convincing margin to deny the Kenyan girls a chance to play in the second consecutive FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Let's take a listen.
Trailing 2-0 from the first leg played in Kampala last weekend, Uganda Under-17 women's team coach Shirley Botes says they will correct every mistake they made in Kampala when they take to the pitch at Nyayo Stadium in order to progress to the third round of the qualifiers.
We are expecting the same Kenyan team. We are expecting a team with the same physicality, with the same speed, with the same maturity level, because they've shown us the reason why they've gone to the World Cup. But this is the beauty about the game. You know, we've never been there. We've got 6 or 7 players that played for the first time for the national team in the first leg. So these are things that we need to really boost our team. These are the opportunities that we need our team to get stronger. These are the opportunities where we could say the girls have to learn to play under pressure.
Botes says the team has also watched Junior Starlets games at the World Cup in the Dominican Republic, especially their games against England and Mexico Mexico, where they played so well despite losing to England and beating Mexico. Kenyan head coach Mildred Cheche, on the other hand, says the junior starlets are focused on playing at another FIFA World Cup and they will go for nothing but a win against Uganda in order to enhance their chances.
Of course, they have a few strengths. Their forward line is good. They have a good number 10 who's able to shoot from any angle. So we have to be vigilant of their key players and their way of play.
The 9th edition of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup will be held in Morocco from the 17th of October to 8th of November this year. It will be the first time the competition will have 24 teams, including 5 from Africa.
Now, the Kenya Police are back to the top of the FKF Premier League standings after a 3-1 victory over Mwangaza at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. They dislodged Tusker from their position with just a point when they added their tally to 45. Mohamed Bajabar scored a brace when he found the back of the net in the 16th and 70th minutes to boost the police hopes of securing this year's title. David Irishura added the second goal in the 38th minute. In other matches played today, reigning champions and third place Gor Mahia defeated Bandari FC 2-0. While Kakamega Homeboys were held to a goalless draw by Talanta FC. KCB edged Ulinzi Stars 2-1, while Kariobangi Sharks secured a 3-1 win over Mathare United. 2 matches are scheduled for tomorrow, whereby Mara Sugar will face Bidco United at the Green Stadium, Awendo, while FC Leopards will take on Shaban FC at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos.
Jazandani Mohamed Ali Bajaber. Nista Boy Bajaber tena. Yupo on form kweli. Nafasi leo!
Still on football, but with a slight twist where the Ministry of Sports will fund the Kenya's football grannies for their maiden international tournament in South Africa, set for April 2nd to the 5th of this year. Based in Uasin Gishu and Elgeyo Marakwet counties, the football grannies will have captured national attention since their formation last year. Comprising players aged between 52 to 75 years, the team redefining perceptions of age in sports while promoting active and healthy living among elderly women in their communities. Principal Secretary for Sports Peter Tum attended the team's exhibition match at Mutei Primary School in Uasin Gishu, lauding their role in transforming communities through sports. Let's take a look.
Kazi ya sports ministry ni kutafuta talent mahali iko. Wakishapata hiyo talent, wanaifanya ikue. Right? Alafu wakishafanya ikue hiyo talent, sijui tunasemaje kwa Kiswahili, wana monetize, wanawapatia pesa mifuko yao kufuatana na ule ushindi ambao watapata.
Now, the morale of 2 Kenyan lady rally crews and 3 other local drivers at the WRC Safari Rally Kenya has once again been boosted after Vivo Energy Kenya announced a motorsport sponsorship for the quintet ahead of the 3rd leg of the World Rally Championship set for Naivasha next week. The WRC Safari Rally Kenya will be flagged off on Thursday in Nairobi before heading to Naivasha for 3 days of intense rallying. Let's take a listen.
Just days after the Ministry of Sports gave support to lady crews who will be competing at the Safari Rally Kenya, Vivo Energy Kenya has also supported the crews together with other Kenyan drivers ahead of the 3rd leg of the WRC series set for Naivasha next week.
Shell and motorsport is a relationship that has lasted since the beginning of time. For the last 75 years, since the beginning of motorsport, Shell has been a key partner, and here in Kenya, we take pride that we have participated in every one of these events, and specifically gone to support the people who need it the most. the drivers.
The crews of Pauline Shegu, Tinashe Gatimu, Rajvio Tethi, Isa Amwari, Dennis Mwenda and Timothy Kinoti will power their engines with Shell fuel during the event. The sponsorship focuses on supporting a diverse group of talented drivers who are set to make their mark on both the Africa Rally Championship and the prestigious WRC Rally Kenya. In addition to supporting these talented crews, Shell has formed a strategic partnership with JCB Ganatra to enhance the iconic Kasarani Super Special stage.
We've prepared well in terms of the car. The service crew is working on the car. As a team, we've worked out. We have our own strategy on how just to get to the end. It's a longer endurance. So we are looking forward to working together as a team to be able to get us to the end, because we are going to do close to 1,500 kilometers.
I'm looking forward to the upcoming WRC. I've got an opportunity to navigate Rajvir 30 in the KNRC division, and I'm looking forward to gaining a lot of experience from this opportunity.
The WRC Safari Rally Kenya revs off with the Kasarani Super Special stage after the ceremonial flag-off, where fans will get their first glimpse of the cars as they begin their quest to conquer Africa's ultimate rally challenge, which is the third leg on the series, coming after Rally Monte Carlo and Rally Sweden.
Now from the motor rallying scene to the rugby scene, where KCB suffered a 25-21 loss to Sugar Millers Cabras in the Enterprise Cup semi-final played at the ASK Showground in Kakamega. The Bangers have now shifted their attention to the upcoming Kenya Cup semi-final clash scheduled to be played on the 29th of March. Mangeni's men started the game well, with the man in form, Austin Shikutwa, converting a penalty to hand his team a 3-0 lead before Cabras winger Griffin Chao charged past KCB's defense to cross the white line. The two teams continue to earn points by points, but Cabras edged their opponents to win the tie. Some of the action. From the rugby to the pools, where more than 100 swimmers competed in the private primary school sports association one-day-long course invitational championship held today at the Kasarani Stadium swimming pool. The event was used by the swimmers as a last competitive training session ahead of the international PIPSA competition set for Kigali, Rwanda from the 3rd to the 7th of April. Let's take a look.
Swimmers from more than 7 clubs, including Aqua Warriors, Foresight Academy, Juja Preparatory, Moi Educational Center, and Santana Calm Waters Academy, competed in a one-day PIPSA Invitational Swimming Gala today at the Kasarani swimming pool.
This gala has been good. I think I've done well, and my motivation has been my coaches, my parents.
11-year-old Kivale Jabulani from St. Bakita School burst the crowd into a roar when he stunned the field of the 50 meters backstroke event by winning gold in 53.54 seconds. 15-year-old Nina Gasheri from Juja Preparatory was also unmatched in the girls' event, winning gold in 1 minute 15.67 seconds. The two standout swimmers will be part of the Kenyan swimmers that will head to Rwanda for the PIPSA competition to be held from the 3rd to 7th of April in Kigali, Rwanda.
Now, host University of Nairobi dominated the Kenya University Sports Federation COSEF. Nairobi South Conference played today in the volleyball men's quarterfinal. University of Nairobi beat Machakos University 3-1, while the Catholic University of Eastern Africa thrashed Zetec 3-0 as Strathmore defeated Africa Nazarene University 3-1. In women's netball, Quea beat Machakos 30-19 and University of Nairobi defeated MMU 49-2. Women's soccer saw Zetec that host UN 2-0 as Machakos emerged the 4-3 winners over MMU. The games will end tomorrow, after which the conference will select a team to compete at the National Inter-University Games set for the end of this month at the Kenyatta University grounds. Take a look.
Today we managed to play most of the last league games and the quarter-finals games. Tomorrow we'll be having some of the semi-finals matches and the finals matches as from noon tomorrow.
The league has been run well.
since September. The main challenge that I can say, as you see what's prevailing around, you know, for such a good event to take place, usually the current generation also need a lot of appreciation. And appreciation can be in terms of rewards. And as they have really prepared themselves, we are heading towards the time when we are supposed to reward them. But because of financial disposition and the prevailing circumstances, we are only able to award trophies. To me, that's a challenge.
Jet A1. Cheza Aviator bila data, bila credo. Dial *892# for instant takeoff. Pepea bila pressure kucrash au kucash out. Aviator bila data, Aviator bila credo. Uko na kabambe, wewe pia ni rubani mnoma. Dial *892#. Jet A1. Michezobet.com. Cheza kwa kuwajibika. Kushiriki ni miaka 18 au zaidi. BCLB license number 0000664.
Chance, goal! Cote d'Ivoire are back in the game!
The FIFA World Cup 2026 Africa qualifiers match schedule is up for match day 5. In Group F, the Gambia will host Rugby Stars on Thursday, the 20th of March from 10 p.m.
Shown, and which may show here. And yes, the breakthrough's there for Kenya.
Catch the action live from Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan, Ivory Coast, live and exclusive. KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Welcome again to the Legend Sports. Now, 2023 Kenya National Rally champion Jasmine Iceman Chana is relishing his chances ahead of the WRC Safari Rally Kenya. The Ford Fiesta R5 driver will be hoping his newly acquired machine will hand him outright performance, even as he remains confident of gaining ground over his competitors in the WRC2 category that has a total of 16 entries. Chana, navigated by his brother Ravi Chana, sits down with our reporter Bernard Okumu and talks about his preparations for the forthcoming Safari Rally scheduled for the 20th to the 23rd of March in Nairobi and Naivasha. Let's take a listen.
I'm pleased to have Jasmine Chana. Jasmine Chana is the 2023 Kenya National Rally champion and also a WRC2 category driver who is preparing to rumble at this year's Safari Rally, the WRC, the third leg of the WRC, the first gravel round of this particular rally. It is, of course, a rally like no other, and they say that nobody predicts Safari Rally. Karibu sana, Jasmine.
Thank you.
How ready are you for the rally?
Well, we're pretty ready to start the safari. We did a small test yesterday. We've been working on the car for the last 2 months now. And yesterday was our last test before the safari. And as far as we're concerned, the car is ready to rally. We're just going to do a small strip down and to make sure everything is in order. And yes, we're ready to get ready for the safari.
Have you beaten all the deadlines, tested the car?
Yes, we're actually about a week ahead of our deadlines, which is a good, good thing for us. So if there's any damage or anything, we still have some time to order parts. But so far, touch wood, everything is as planned.
18 years into rallying, you've done a couple of safaris as well in the past. How crucial is this experience coming to this year's safari?
This year is going to be a bit harder because it's a new car to us. There's a lot to learn. You never stop learning. So we will take a bit of caution, not too slow, not too fast. We will try and push where we can. and to learn the car at the same time. So no major risks.
How an upgrade is it for you from the Evo that you've always raced with to an R5 Ford Fiesta?
There's a very big difference in the two cars. It's much lighter. The braking system is awesome. I mean, you could brake at a corner, whereas in the Evo, you had to take a couple of meters before, it stops. The torque is amazing. Now that we have sequential gearing, much easier to drive in corners. It's a totally different ball game. It's a rally, works rally car prepared from the factory to do what it's meant to do. Whereas the Evos are group N cars, showroom cars that you modify, and you're limited to modify. So there's a big difference in the two cars.
And of course, when the car did arrive in 2024, I know that your team, led by your brothers, Jacinda, have been working on it, ripping it apart and making sure that it's ready. Talk about the efforts that they've been putting in on the background.
My brothers, especially my elder brother and Jacinda, they put a lot of effort to make this car 100% drivable for me. Each driver has their own settings. So, we've actually gone through the car thoroughly with them, making sure everything is working to my liking, to, my comfort. And so far, everything is working out. I thank them as well to, be there and make sure that the car is running 100%.
How did you land on when you were maybe thinking about switching from the Evo, and how were you able to land on a Fiesta, Ford Fiesta?
Firstly, on that question, I would like to thank Ruby's Energy. This actually started happening when I won the Kenya National Championship in 2023, where we spoke to the CEO and he told us come up with something and let's see what we can do. And interestingly, he called us and told us come to the table and let's see what we can do. And thankfully, I'll not give no numbers or anything, but yes, they did chip in and made sure that Ruby is flying high in an R5.
And you also got a car that can deliver because it's been tested before.
Yes, this particular car was driven by Andrea Lafragia in South America. It's won the national title. From there, it went to Belgium and then driven in Argentina in the Rally of Gods. And that was the last ever rally it did in 2023. And then we got it in 2024.
And maybe having won all the categories and now, being crowned in 2023 Kenya National Rally Champion, how did this increase your hunger for more success? I mean, it looks like you never stop.
Once you win a championship, you get thirst for more. At the same time, don't forget that, every year is not the same year of rallying. You'll always have some kind of obstacles coming in. So, it's 80% luck and the rest is upon the driver. And I say winning a rally is won in the garage than the driver driving in the field. As long as your car is 100%, you'll do well.
That means that the preparations of the rally begins way, way back before the race?
Yes. The way you prepare your car is the results you'll get.
So when we see drivers being stuck, it's mechanical problems, yes, but...
again, it all falls on budgets. But a well-prepared car in the garage will always give you awesome results. Plus, there is the driver input. So combining all that gives you a good result.
And talking about the budget, tell us how it's important for a rally driver to get that particular support.
Making sure a Rally 2 car is in nick condition costs a lot of money. Spares are not cheap. There's no repairable parts. The best thing is to replace parts. They don't come in cheap. I don't have the figures in my head, but it's not cheap. Yeah.
Talk about the Kenyans that will you also be flying the Kenyan flag alongside, right, in this particular category. Talk about their quality and what we are likely to see on the road.
I've always said Kenya has, natural talent in rallying. We have the youngsters that drove. We have the lady drivers, which were very chuffed that we have the mother and daughter team driving. Yes. That's something to look Kenyans to come out and look upon. It gives our future drivers a chance. This is a sport that you can't say you can't afford unless you try it. For our locals, I would encourage them, please, come into the sport. Let's do this together. Let's grow this sport. Make it bigger. There was a time where our national championships used to have 40 over entrants. In the past years, you've been seeing it's been dropping dramatically. For that, I would like to say, come on, guys, let's come out as one. Let's rally together. The sport is going to be there. It's for everyone. It's not an individual sport. So let's do everything for the sport to make it grow bigger.
Mm-hmm. And WRC2 is just the second year after Rally 1. Yes. That means that maybe you could be knocking on the door for the Rally 1 if all goes well?
Well, for us to buy a Rally 1 doesn't make sense because it's not allowed in the national championship. You can't enter a Rally 1 car. So, and if you know or if you've heard that the Rally rules change next year where Rally 1 will now go into Rally 2 Plus. So they will be driving similar machines with a little bit more modifications. So it makes more sense, affordability for everyone. So FI has come up with a plan of bringing the Rally 2s into action.
Yeah, and maybe the advantage of Kenyans being in this WRC2.
Advantage is, it's talent. I mean, everyone wants to show the talent and prove a point that, Kenya still has good drivers and we can actually perform with the international drivers.
Yes, of course, and the international drivers, maybe we can talk about that. We've seen that since the return of the WRC of Safari Rally onto the WRC calendar in 2021, Toyota has been unbeaten, and looking at their team right now, Elfyn Evans, the championship leader, Khalid Rovanpera, who's won it twice. Do you think that they'll be given a run for their money from the Oitanaks, and Terry Norville from the Hyundai team and the rest?
I believe Hyundai is strong this year. They will give Toyota a run for their money, but at the end of the day, the Toyota will still be ahead. They have a lot of experience in Africa. They come with a lot of knowledge, not because of the Yaris, in the days of the Celica. They've actually taken everything in consideration from way behind and where they're coming. So that's a little bit of an advantage for Toyota. The testing that they do is immense, much more than what Hyundai does. So all that, when you break it down, yes, Toyota do have an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Iceman, maybe as we wind up, how dear is Safari Rally to you?
Well, for us as kids, it's a heritage to our country. It's part and parcel of Kenya. If you don't have it, it's like not having Easter. So yes, it's something that we cherish and would love for it to be here and to remain here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Jasmeet. And maybe you can face the camera and talk to Kenyans what you'll be going to do and what you really like Kenyans to do.
If you're coming out to support us, please drive safe. Don't drink and drive. Fuel at Ruby's because they have clean fuel. At the same time, yes, keep your children away from corners. Don't stand in the corners. And be safe.
Yes, indeed. Be safe. The rally, of course, zooms off from the 20th to 23rd of this month in Naivasha. Thank you so much. Been speaking with Jasmeet Chana and Bernardo Kumu.
It may not be as big as it was during our younger days, but the Safari Rally Kenya always is something to look forward to. The battle between man and machine. Now, over to the IOC, the stage is set for the International Olympic Committee elections, which will be held on the 20th of this month in Greece, with 7 candidates in the race to succeed outgoing President Thomas Bach. World Athletics President Lord Sebastian Coe is among those vying for the most powerful position, which he believes will be a great achievement for athletics if elected as the 10th president of the IOC. Let's take a listen.
Ko, who recently visited the country and met with President William Ruto, as well as Athletics Kenya officials, believes he is the right man for the job. According to Athletics Kenya Youth Director Barnaba Koril, athletics is set to reap big if Lodko is elected for the position.
At the moment, he's actually the leading candidate, if I may say so. And I want also to believe that he's going to get the support of Kenya. He was here a few days ago, and he managed also to come to Athletics Kenya, talk to the Vice President of World Athletics, our General President of Athletics Kenya, met also His Excellency, and also almost the entire leadership of this country have managed to talk to him, and we wish him all the best. So,
the World Athletics president will face off Juan Antonio Samaranch Jr., Prince Faisal Al Hussein, David Lapashent, Johan Eliash, Casti Coventry and Morinari Watanabe in the IOC elections. The 144th IOC session will begin tomorrow and set to culminate with the next Thursday's election. Meanwhile, Athletics Kenya Executive Member Barnaba Koril has announced his bid to vie for the position of first Vice President in next month's National Olympic Committee of Kenya elections.
I'm excited also to plunge into the elections. It's exciting, and of course elections can be anything. It's just a matter of being persuasive enough to ensure that you talk to those delegates who are going to vote for us.
Koril has been fronted by Athletics Kenya for the position, which he says will greatly be beneficial for the sport, which has been consistent in winning medals for the country at the Olympics.
If you are there representing the interests of the federation, federation that's Athletics Kenya, then areas that one has to speak about the federation. There's so many coaching activities. There are also quite a number of scholarships that benefits coaches, at least support personnel, technical officials, and of course competitions that take place, which is represented by National Olympic Committee.
Koril will be making his second attempt in the NOCO elections after being elected an executive member 4 years ago. The NOCO elections are set for the 24th of next month, with the 29 delegates from different federations set to decide on the office bearers for the next 4 years.
Of course, Lord Sebastian Coe will be remembered for that great rivalry with our own Dr. Mike Boyd in the 800 meters. That's coming up for the presidential seat. That'll be good. Now, that is a wrap for the sporting fraternity, and I hope that you'll be back again with us or next Saturday for another great edition, the Legends edition. I'm Topi Lembila, handing over to Fayyaz to wrap up the show this evening. Thank you.
Always at his best. Thank you very much, Topi Liambila, with the latest from the world of sports. And that's all from our newsroom. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition was Byron Abudi. I am Fayyaz Qureshi. Have a good night.
Inuka na Loto Moto sasa kwa star 570 hash option ya 4 kuna kashamba juja